Hey, what's up, y'all? Classic Kev back with another episode. Y'all, honestly, it's probably the most important episode yet because we have a special guest who's no stranger to the show, Bitcoin Baili. Bitcoin Baili, what's happening?
Hey, Classic Cab, what's up? How y'all doing?
Oh, nothing much, nothing much. So I know normally, y'all, if you're a fan of the show, like me and Bitcoin Baili will do, informational stuff or, how to. So like we were just kind of sitting around talking. We were like, there's so much stuff going on in the world right now. There's so many topics that like we said, you know what, let's just put them all into one episode. So
Let's
what
do
you
it.
think about that, Bailey?
I like it. I like the sound of it. Let's do it, Kev.
So Bailey, so tell my audience, so you've been in crypto for, it's been a little while now,
It's been a while. It's been quite a ride. I actually first opened my Coinbase account in 2016, so
huh? Oh,
about
wow.
6 years now.
Wow. So you've been investing in now you're in NFTs now. You've kind of you went full degen. I mean,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Kev. Me and
so
you both started investing in NFTs around the same time.
yeah, it was like we
So
both were into crypto and we both would, kind of talk. We were kind of in the same thing. You're in Ethereum, right?
yes, yep.
Polkadot. What else are you in?
Cardano, pretty much anything that you're in, I'm pretty much in because I've always like followed your lead. You've been like a mentor since we kind of started talking about crypto together.
Mhm.
And I mean, basically, we're on this up and down journey together. I feel like.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride. And like, y'all, me and Bailey, we were just talking about like off camera. We were like, wouldn't it be cool to just have gotten into crypto like right now? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna buy Bitcoin or Ethereum for the first time, even with all the craziness in the world. But Bailey, that's what they say. You make your money when there's blood in the streets.
Right, I agree. It's risky, but I mean, scared money don't make money.
Yeah. Is
It's
there
true.
any
It's true.
is there anything like in your investing, whether NFTs or is there anything you wish you would have done differently? Like I've made a million mistakes, but like, is there anything you wish you would have done differently?
So I feel like that is a hard question because I like the positions that I'm in now.
Mhm.
Um, I definitely choose diversity. Like I went with a lot of different things instead of kind of like pouring everything into one
Mhm.
coin or one stock or one NFT. I mean, it's it's nothing that I think that I could have done differently.
Yeah, I get. So like basically you're saying that the journey you're on, you pick the right project. So there's not like you're never going to time the market perfectly. You're not going to buy
Right,
at the
right.
top. You're not going to buy. So you're just consistently kind of
There's
investing,
no
right?
perfect time,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Mhm.
It's right now is really a great time to get in if you're going to get in. If you haven't been investing, I really think that now is the time to start researching, figuring out what you want to invest in because we got some rock bottom prices right now. So
Oh, it's making me sick, and I can say this, Bailey. Like honestly, if I could go back, and it's obvious now. It's like what they call that, like Monday morning quarterback. Like the next day, it's so obvious, right? So I think what I would have done differently. I think remember when Bitcoin, I think it was in like November, Bitcoin and Ethereum, they hit their all-time high. It was like peak euphoria. Like I was still buying stuff, and I think you were
maybe pull
too.
out a little bit.
I wish I would have said, all right, Bitcoin's at an all-time high. Like, I think it was around like 60 something thousand, 68, 69,000, whatever it was. I think I would have sold maybe like half of my Bitcoin, half of my Ethereum, and just took some profits and then just sat on
Definitely.
the sideline. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Cause watching that roller coaster, it made me sick.
Yeah. Speaking of Bitcoin, like I was 17 when I first heard about Bitcoin, and I was actually working at this little ice cream shop, and my dad always invested in stocks, and I told him I was like, "Look, Bitcoin, look into it. Like it's cool. It sounds like something that is going to be worth a lot in the future. Like, see what it's about." And he did, and he was interested in it as I was, and he never invested in it at the time because it was sketchy. It was very sketchy. It wasn't on any platforms,
Mhm.
and it was like maybe $3 or something. Like
Oh,
it was. This is in 2012, so it was like next to nothing compared to what it is now. And later on, when it did hit Coinbase, He did invest a little bit in it, and now he kicks himself in the butt because he wishes he would have put more in because of where it's at now. So my thing is, if you feel like this, what you like, a coin can be at a certain price later on, and you just scared, maybe put a little bit and just play with it, maybe see like where it ends up. And that's like it's like a game. It's fun,
Yeah, so I think what was probably, and like you've told me about your dad before, I've never met him, but he seems to like definitely have a good, investing strategy as far as like understanding how markets move. Even though the stock market is like really different from like the crypto markets, there's a lot of things similar the way markets move. So I think kind of like what happens is, if you think about like psychologically, like if we look back to say like a few years ago when Bitcoin was, 3,000, 10,000, 5,000, people were saying then like, oh, it's too expensive. It's too expensive to get in. And then, I do, like, I wouldn't put all the money I put in. I do believe in the future, and I leave all my videos, I'm not going to delete anything because I've been wrong a lot. Right. But if I'm wrong, I don't think I'm going to be, but like, I think like when Bitcoin's $100,000, 200,000, people will be saying the same thing. Like, oh,
I wish I would have gone in now. Like 100%. I agree. And I feel the same way. Like, I'll tell people like, okay, Ethereum, that's something that I really believe in. I think that Ethereum is going to be at a crazy price in a few years. And when I tell people like, this is one of the things I think you really should get into now, they're like, oh God, it's a couple thousand. Like, that's crazy. I don't know about that. And I'm like, look, I tell them the same story, what happened with my dad. And it kind of like maybe puts a little light bulb out, like, okay, maybe I should then, it's crazy how fast how everything's moving,
and what I noticed, like whoever you told that to, or people you've told that to, like it almost like they might call you crazy or might just say no, whatever, but it like kind of resonates in their brain. And whether it's a year, 2 years, they can be like, man, Bailey told me to do that.
Right.
Like, so it's crazy now. Now with me is I've made a lot of mistakes investing, but
Definitely,
I think the mark of a good investor is to be able to adjust, right? Adjust like your plan and not throw the baby out with the bathwater, but like, be able to just change,
switch gears.
Yeah, kind of like, like in like the NFL, like a football game at halftime, you make adjustments and stuff. So one adjustment I make, I want to see what you think about this, because some people think it's crazy. So I took my whole Cardano bag, right? Because I look at Cardano, I got in around $1, right? So I'm down a little bit. I rode it to $3, all-time high, rode it back down. And I'm just sitting there thinking, do I think Cardano will get past $3, $5, maybe even $10? And I said, absolutely. But I said, you know what? I waited this long. I'm not here for a 3. Maybe it's greed. I'm not here for a 3 or 4x. I took all the money and I put it into NFT projects, Cardano NFT projects. Do you think that was dumb, or do you think I should have?
No, not at all. I think NFTs, especially like where we were years ago when crypto first came around and everybody was like, oh, I'm scared. I think that's where we at with NFTs right now. People really think like maybe that this is just a piece of
that's a good example. So what you're saying is that the way your dad looked at Bitcoin, like, oh, it's sketchy, they weren't these exchanges to get it yet. That is kind of how NFTs are. You got to download a wallet. People aren't, send money. Like once they can buy NFTs with their credit card, they're going to get it. Is that what you're saying?
Right. Like a lot of the steps that it takes to actually get an NFT, I feel like people are scared of that. People are scared to put their information out there on platforms that they know nothing about. When it comes to NFTs, a lot of these platforms, they're new, and people don't know how to, on top of people not only knowing how to do all these steps, it's like, what is this going to be worth in the next year? Like I'm spending $1,000 on a piece of digital art, and where's it going to, what is it going to get me? Like, is this just something that's going to depreciate? Like, I think that's what people's question is right now.
Yeah, and I think, you see it, the amount of NFT projects that are coming out. Are you concerned at all, like what Gary Vee said, that 98% of NFT projects will go to zero? Like, are you concerned about that at all? But do you feel that like we're picking the right projects? Like,
So I think that, I mean, there's going to be a few projects that we probably, and even I told you already, I actually bought into one of the CNFT projects that was supposed to be like kind of similar to Doodles. And I got it at 33 ADA, and I was like, okay, like I bought, I think 5 or something. And it ended up being a rug pull. So that was just a prime example that even us that have a little bit of experience buying NFTs, it could happen to anybody. It's not, it's just
well,
that
even like
happens in this game.
when people say like a rug pull, Bailey, like, what I think about is like a business, right? Like, businesses fail all the time.
Right,
So a
right,
lot of times it might be a good business owner with a good plan and just something out of their control. It just didn't work out. It wasn't
right.
necessarily like a scam or
Not
something.
intentional.
Yeah, yeah. So,
No,
but
and I
that's
agree.
why I like to diversify where,
Definitely.
and that's, I think, kind of what makes me nervous is that, people that watch my videos that, they might see one video I did on one project and ape into that project, and that project fail. And they might be mad at me when I'm like, oh, no, like I have no emotion. Like I understand that some of the stuff that that is on my channel, it may fail. Right.
Right.
You,
And
you,
that's what I understand. I think you have to go into it like I say this with crypto too and stocks and everything else. You have to put in what you can afford to lose.
Mhm.
You know that not all this is guaranteed. NFTs are really new. I mean, you and I don't even know exactly where NFTs will be in the next couple of years. So, I mean, it really is. It's a gamble.
Well, what I think is I like to always like trying to be looking ahead. And, I don't know if you've seen in the news, Mark Zuckerberg, they're talking about like Facebook and Instagram integrating NFTs onto their
Right.
platform. Like, I think that is going to kind of be like the new kind of flex. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you have a celebrity's NFT or you have somebody's big NFT and it's on your profile where people can see it, similar to the way people look at like a blue check, on
Right.
Instagram,
Right.
similar to that. And, what people will do to have that, because as we go into a digital world, I think your digital
Oh, definitely.
identity is, me, like think about the amount of time like you or I have put into our Instagram profiles,
Right.
even before we did this, right? Just because, hey, I want to represent myself. I want to express
Exactly.
myself. This is how, so I
Right.
think me and you just, for whatever reason, we just kind of see that. And I think people are starting to see it though. I mean, I
No, and
think,
I really hope so because this these NFTs and all this digital stuff that's coming about, I feel like that is the future. And a lot of people don't want to see it for what it is right now. And a lot of people don't want to take the time to actually do their own research on it and to see where this could go in the future. And I think that's something that we'll see a lot of within the next maybe few years, maybe even a few months, is more people just buying these random NFTs and maybe getting scammed because they want to get in on it. So I think getting in on these NFT projects that we feel really are going somewhere
mhm.
is, it's important. I think we are in some pretty good NFTs. I know you and I are a few
Oh,
of the same ones. So
yeah, definitely. And you've told me before that some of your friends like ask you stuff about it. Like you're seeing people's interest start to go up, right? Like,
definitely.
and the reason I think that is that think about the way trends work. Trends usually start like celebrities, athletes, or just influential people. They start the trend, whether it be clothing, style, whatever it is, they start the trend and the trend kind of works its way down, right?
Right.
So
Right.
you're seeing more celebrities get into NFTs, and not obviously some of them are paid to get into it, but we're seeing celebrities or get like Snoop Dogg or
Right.
organically get into them. Steph Curry being somebody, Post Malone, and they got into Bored Ape Yacht Club.
Right.
And if for anybody watching that don't know what the Bored Ape Yacht Club is, Bailey, me and you should be like really upset with ourselves because
Oh gosh. I swear we were just a few months late Kev, just a few months late.
It's sick because that, I think it meant it for like $150. It's selling for the floor is over, I think
Over 100,000. No,
yeah, 100 Ethereum is the floor. So the
100
cheap
Ethereum.
that's not even the most expensive one, the floor. If you just want to get, I think it's 100 Ethereum. Ethereum's like what, like over 3,000 right now.
Yes.
That's 333,000. So over, $250,000.
It's crazy.
That's life-changing money.
I'm telling you, if we would have gotten maybe a few months earlier, we might have just ran across that project and said, "Hey, Kev, look, let's try to collab with them and do a video or something." You know,
Yeah.
wouldn't that have been awesome?
That would, and knowing what I know about NFTs now, like if that would have been presented to me at that time, if we would have been into it the way we are now, I think hands down, like
we would have jumped on it.
Yeah, for $150, like, you know what I'm saying? I bought the Justin Bieber NFT. I'm embarrassed to say how much I paid for the Justin Bieber NFT and the Migos Takeoff NFT, and just silly. So talking about the Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT, so they recently came out, like this is where it gets crazy. So their NFT, right? Huge celebrities in it. And that's what's cool is the celebrities aren't paid to get in it. It's like the people that made something cool, and now the
created this hype. Like it's created this hype and everybody wants in on it now, you know?
Yeah. And so for people that's watching and don't know, so the Bored Ape Yacht Club, so they host all these events, like they literally rent yachts and you get to go and party with the holders, celebrities, and just network. And you know what I'm saying? It's just kind of the cool club, I guess you could say. So, but they came out. Did you hear about the Ape coin? They came out with their own token.
I bought some today.
Did you really? How much you bought?
Yes, I did.
You bought a lot?
I sure did. I bought it on Coinbase. I got a notification. It was like Ape coin is now trading on Coinbase. And I was like, I'm gonna go get it. Yesterday, actually, it was around like $8. And I was like, okay, let me just wait and see if it goes down just a little bit. And of course, today I'm sitting at work and I'm like, let me go check it out and see where it's at. For almost $14. So I said, okay, I know it normally I know it's, buy low, sell high, but I said, okay, I don't know where this is going and I don't want to miss out. I've missed out on a lot of things and I don't want this to be one of them. So I bought a little bit, and of course, if it goes down, then I'll just rack up and, try to get some leverage.
So I'm just kind of waiting for an entry point, like, and I'm kind of like, I swear, and I could be wrong. Anybody watching, not financial advice, I could be wrong. I made a video about it. And you know what I felt? I felt that FOMO feeling, right? And I'm like, and look, even if I wasn't invest, I would have just put a little in. And then if it went up or down, put a little more in and just kind of dollar cost average in it. But yeah, no, I think you're right. I feel like we missed out on Bored Ape Yacht Club.
I don't want to miss out, Kev.
Yeah. And this token, I think what it's going to be like, okay, so like when the metaverse gets big and you can, like, you're going to be able to go shopping, at store, instead of going on a website, go in a metaverse in a 3D world and go shopping, whether it be for clothes, appliances, whatever. And I think businesses are going to say, we're accepting ApeCoin. And if you use ApeCoin holders, get some type of discount, because all the people in Bored Ape Yacht Club, most of them are very wealthy. So you're going to want to get wealthy clientele to your business. So you're going to, we accept ApeCoin. So no, I think it's going to be big. I just think it's so new, who knows, it's crazy.
Being that Ape holders did receive ApeCoin though, I think that it is going to be a big thing in the metaverse. So, I mean, I missed out on the Ape, but if I can get, a little bit of ApeCoin, then maybe I'll be in a good little position with him.
My friend, he bought DZ on BitBoy Crypto. He bought a mutant ape. That was like one of their Bored Apes projects for 3 Ethereum, right? It went to 18 Ethereum in a short amount of time, and he was thinking about selling it. Well, him and his, his friends, they're having that, you need to sell. It's gonna, you can't be greedy, take profits. Well, he holds it. And his friend Justin sells his, right? It's like one of them things, like only time will tell who's right. He sells his, makes a bunch of money. DZ holds his. The floor goes down a little bit, but by holding that mutant ape, by holding the ape, you got the free tokens on the airdrop.
Right.
You got $15,000 of that
Yes.
token, $15,000. So
it's awesome.
Oh, it's just like, so
I've seen some crazy amounts that people got. And I was like, that's some really good stuff.
Oh yeah. So now, like, you know, with a lot of people, Ethereum NFTs, they just kind of like turned off by them because of the gas fees. And, you know, some of the projects, it's just like, you know, like who's got 10 Ethereum, you know, 18 Ethereum, you know, like
could just throw away on it, on an NFT that you're not completely sure about.
Exactly. It's madness. It's madness. So like, so us, me and you, we find these Cardano NFTs, and we both hold Cardano, right? We're both high on the blockchain, on the technology, and we're like, whoa, no fees.
Right.
Pretty cool.
And I do love that about it. But at the same time, I know that there's a lot of great projects still coming out on Ethereum blockchain. And I don't want to miss out on that. So I do feel like sometimes you have to kind of just say, you know, let's not worry about the gas prices too much, even though it's almost the same price as the NFT that I'm about to buy.
It's great. It's great. But eventually they're going to get all that fixed. And like my theory is that like these other blockchains, when they get to the user base that Ethereum has, like the amount of people on it, that they'll have their own problems, whether it be, you know, Cardano, it may not, but like the gas fees, like imagine if all the people from Ethereum come, but more people it seems are coming. So I think that it's almost like, you know, Cardano's a new blockchain. Ethereum's just older.
Hold up, Kev, I'm so sorry. Is there any way I can like pause this real quick, or is that gonna mess it up?
No, just go.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. You good?
No. Sorry. I told my mom she has to go move her conversation to the porch.
I couldn't even hear. So yeah, so Cardano NFTs, we're in, which ones are you kind of in? Are you looking at any specifically right now, or any ones you're high on?
So what am I looking into right now to get?
Yeah, Cardano NFTs, like any ones specifically like that you've invested in?
As of right now, I'm kind of like looking into Pavia. I know I want to get to Pavia. I know for sure that I want to do the llamas like you have. It's cheap right now, you know, and I don't see it staying that, but I don't see the floor price being that low for long. So I do want to get into it. Also, Boss Cat Rocket Club, I know I've been saying that I want to get in on it. Even Boss Planet, I think that everything with Boss Cat Rocket Club, there's so many different pieces that's going to make like a masterpiece. I think in the next couple months, we'll see Boss Cat Rocket Club floor price just skyrocket. So I want to get in before that, but
it's tough. I mean, it's tough, but this is like kind of what I think is going to happen with Boss Cat Rocket Club. You know, in full disclosure, I own Boss Cat Rocket Club. They were supposed to do it today, actually, but they're doing it in 2 days. They're doing their Vox Cat drop. So if you hold 2 cats, you get airdropped the Vox Cat, right? So I think what I'm going to do is that a lot of people, once they get the Vox, they're going to sell the cats, because it's almost like, all right, there's no point of holding the cats right now. Like, we got the airdrop, right? So I do think you're going to see the floor go down to probably around 1,008. I could be wrong. Anybody watching this, I could be 100% wrong. You know, it could just keep going up, but I think that the floor will drop. But again, yeah, you're right. Long term, it's going to be.
Right. So I seen your video about the Vox Cat that they're going to be airdropping. And I think that your strategy on it is awesome. Like, I love what you're going to do, or what you're thinking about doing. I think it's a really good strategy to have. I think some people should maybe follow in line with you on that. If I had Boss Cat Rock Club, I think I might follow your lead once again.
Because if I got a few of them. So if I sell and then I'll go in it, because I think long term, I think the land is going to be where the money's made.
Right, the real estate.
Yeah, the Boss Planet real estate. So I want to use that money and get the land. And the reason why the land's gonna be valuable is because, think about it, they're still developing it, right? They're still developing it. So it's like a lot, you have a time frame of time out before that real estate's going to be, you know, the game, there's going to be games and stuff on. I don't know if you've seen Cypress Hills having a concert in their metaverse, like they signed on with them. So there's going to be events. Yeah, there's going to be events and stuff. So like, I feel like I'm just kind of playing the game. But again, I learned this from watching what Sandbox did, right? Sandbox, the Ethereum metaverse. Bailey, I'm again another miss where I was gonna buy Sandbox like early on. Like I don't even want to tell you how much it was because the floor now is like 3 Ethereum, and I think it was higher than that. So it's like I'm not making the same mistake twice. You know what I'm saying? So
it's kind of how I feel about a lot of things. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll just get a little bit because you know I don't. And some stuff is just too far. Like I feel like I'm not getting in on it right now. I don't want to just get one, you know, but other things that I second guess myself on, I end up usually just going to get it because I don't want to kick myself in the butt later.
Yeah. You know, if you kind of know, like with the research you've done, you know what's a good project. Like I think Pavia, you know, just it's not even like, you know, really too crazy to say that because some, you know, the team is amazing. Didn't you bought some Unbound Earth? Didn't you buy that?
Yeah. Yep.
That's another one. They're coming out with more and more stuff. So you know, imagine, you know, that what you paid, like you minted it, right?
Oh yeah, I think it was cheap. It was like 5 for one something or like 5 for 170 or something like that. I want to say, don't quote me on that.
Yeah. No, it was around, like 20 some ADA, something like that.
Yeah, it was
like,
cheap. We bought it off the actual website. And I think a lot of people, when we got it, didn't realize that you can buy it on the website still. So they were buying it from JPEG and they didn't realize that they could just go.
It's crazy. People were doing that. People that knew what you knew, they were minting it on their website and then reselling it for a little tax, a little premium on the JPEG store. So it's like wild. Like people were able to figure that out. But that honestly, you know, for the price that you paid, Bailey, that might be the best investment you make. You know what I'm saying? Like long term, you know.
It very well could be. I don't have a doubt, especially with the land in the metaverse and stuff. I think that those pieces of land as parcels have so much to go. Like I think that in the next couple of years, this land that we buy is going to be crazy prices. That's my opinion on it. I mean,
yeah, and you know, but like Bailey, think about it. Like you lost, like how much you spent, like, you know, like 100 ADA for like 4 or 5, like 20 ADA a piece. It's like, I don't know about you, but I've spent that in a weekend and no return on investment on that. Like I ain't getting that money back. But
I've spent it in like 20 minutes on an online manic shopping spree.
Unreal. So let's go back. Let's talk about Chilling Chameleons, because that's one, you know, that's for anybody watching it, Chilling Chameleons is an Ethereum based NFT. Bailey and I are both in it. We're both pretty involved in it. We were friends with the team. We talked to the team on Twitter and stuff. But what are your kind of thoughts on where the project's at? You know, because I know I know the floor is, you know,
Chilling Chameleons is like a little special place for me because it's the first NFT I ever invested in. I think that the team is doing such a good job with like making everything that they put on their roadmap come to life. Like we've seen them get a crew together and actually go to Hawaii and clean up. And it's an awesome project. And I think that they're also they have a long way to go because
Bailey, they've taught me a lot, you know, just like seeing how, like talking with the team and just like learning the NFT space. I really did learn a lot from them. So I'm with you. Like
an awesome project.
Yeah. And anybody watching this that's investing in it, because a lot of people I'm in the Discord, a lot of people complain about the floor price. And you know what it makes me think of? The Coalition Crew, another NFT that I'm in. Bailey, people complain about their floor price, and then just one day, boom, the floor price just skyrocketed to 3 Ethereum. Yeah. So it's like, you know,
I know. And I actually seen Coalition Crew. I seen some of their stuff a while ago, and I was like interested in it. I actually was on some of their spaces, listened in on some of their spaces on Twitter, and seems like some really cool people involved. And I mean, I might get involved. You know, I don't think it's too late for that.
No. So they have the OG cheetah, but then they have another one, like a 2.0, another collection they made. And those are less than 1 Ethereum. But it's crazy with them is like Trey Hendrickson that played for the Saints. He plays for the Bengals now. Like he got in it. It is kind of crazy seeing these athletes and celebrities like organically getting projects that, you know what I'm saying, that. And I think we're going to see that with Chilling Chameleons. I think it's just as time goes on, people find out about it. People want to get involved. But you're in some women-based NFT projects, huh?
So I'm in Women of Crypto. That is one of the only ones I'm in right now. I want to get involved in more, and right now I really haven't been as involved as I should be in NFTs. But Women of Crypto is a really cool project. They're actually coming out with Men of Crypto pretty soon. They're going to airdrop anybody who's holding a Woman of Crypto, a Man of Crypto. So I think they have some big things coming as well. Hopefully I'll get into some more Women of Crypto NFTs. And if there's any of them that y'all have in mind that are pretty cool or that you're interested in or looking at, drop them below, because I do want to take a look at them.
Yeah. So like women-based NFTs, like they're doing well as like a sector. And I think that it is something to keep an eye on, because people want to invest in people. People want to invest in things that they relate to, that like whether it's a person, a cause. So I think that any women-based projects is just going to gain attention, because right now the NFT space, you're rare. There's not a lot of women in the space for whatever reason. It's mainly men, but like as more adoption happens, not just more women, more people are getting in, you know what I'm saying? And people, and
it's cool because like most people who are asking me about NFTs right now are women. They're most of my friends that, you know, they want to know, they want to be in, they want to learn about it. And I'm so happy that I can like help guide them and show them, you know, what I'm invested in, and maybe put them on some investments that I'm in NFT world, because they're starting from the beginning. A lot of them haven't invested in crypto or any investments like that. So I think it's important to have at least one person in your friend group who might know a little bit or something that you don't. Like, keep an open mind and listen to them, because you know, you never know if you would be wishing that you would have invested in something like that years down the line. So I'm always happy to help. I'm always happy to give my opinion on NFTs that somebody who doesn't really know about NFTs is looking at.
Yeah, Bailey, I think that like people, like they hear whether, you know, certain like buzzwords and they just like, oh, I don't understand this. And it's like, that really is the problem. Like if you hear something and you don't understand it and you just say, oh, that's new, I've never heard of, like, that's really the wrong mindset to have. You just got to understand that everybody's new. Everybody has to learn, and it's a constant learning process every day, you know?
You're learning every day. Like I said, like it's been a little while, and I've kind of like backed up from NFT space just a little bit. Sometimes I feel like that's important. You kind of gotta give yourself a little break, because if not, you'll have all your money tied up, because there's so much that I get intrigued at. I'm like, okay, I'm looking at one project and I jump to another one, and sometimes I need to just take a step back.
Yeah, it can be, you know, especially again, you know, knowing that a bunch of projects that can go to zero. That's why that's why like some of my coalition crew I sold, because I'm like, I'm not riding this, you know, and I think it's going to go higher. I think coalition crew will go higher.
I do too.
I had so many of them. I was like, let me just sell a few, take some profits, like be smart. But I think that's the key, you know, because like especially with scams and NFT, and me and you know, we've done videos trying to help people like watch out for scams, but I think that's going to turn a lot of, you know, people off. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, definitely.
Especially
people who aren't used to losing their money like we are. I feel like sometimes we've definitely been through the loops. You know, we've had some good highs and some really low lows, and I think people who aren't used to maybe seeing put $1,000 to something, then it could be 500 the next day. You know, that can take a toll on some people and maybe make them think, oh, I don't want to get into this. But it's not that investing is bad. It's just,
Mhm.
it's risky. And some people need to go into it knowing that,
Yeah.
you know?
And with me, it's like Bailey, anything I've invested in, like, trust me, all the feelings that you get or anybody will get, like, am I ruining my life? Like, is this a terrible decision? Should
Right,
I, is this, I felt that about everything,
right.
and let me put it this way. Anybody that's ever bought a house, that feeling you get, when you're doing the paperwork and you're like, is this, what I'm saying? Like, should I be doing it?
Bittersweet,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like
Like,
emotional.
yeah, that, like, kind of like almost like a buyer's remorse, like that's okay to feel, that just goes back to just doing your research and just
Right,
understanding what you're investing in.
definitely.
But
And
yeah, Bailey, anything else you want to leave us with? I think we kind of covered it. We covered a lot of stuff. That was awesome.
we did cover a lot of stuff. Other thing I do want to say is, if you are looking at maybe buying into some NFTs, look at some that me and Kevin have invested in. Maybe those can be something that you start off with. I mean, some of them still have a pretty low floor price, especially Chilling Chameleons. So take a look at it and look at their roadmap. They have a really great roadmap that they're actually fulfilling, and not
Mhm.
just Chilling Chameleons. There's a couple other ones, like Kev said, Coalition Crew. Their floor price is under 1 Ethereum still, and
Mhm.
it
Yeah.
is a great time to get in because we have a long way to go.
Yeah, I mean, that's things that me and Bailey we look at. We look at who the team is. Bailey and I, like, we'll reach out to projects like, hey, we want to work with y'all. Like, we like your project,
Right.
we want to work with y'all. And I feel that, like, when a project like says, oh yeah, like, the giveaways y'all see us do is people give Bailey and I these NFTs to give away to y'all. So, like,
Right.
when I see that a founder or a team is like they give back to their community, that does make me feel good about my investment.
Definitely. Definitely.
Now, what I think though going forward though is I really am, Bailey, like, I want to aggressively take profits, whether it
For
be
sure.
crypto or NFTs. Like, we've been through the roller coaster enough. Like, I think you and I really need to start, like, taking profits.
Definitely.
Even selling something, getting back in it, whether, like I said, like you with the ape coin, right? If it
Right.
goes crazy high, like, Bailey, like, sell some of that,
Right.
you
Definitely.
know,
And I love how you definitely taught me, like, buy two of the NFTs that you're interested in if you can, because that way, if you really believe in the project and you do want to stay involved in the project, you can always hold
Mhm.
one of them and sell the other one and make your profits back. And who knows, you might sell that other one and make your profits back on what you paid for both of the NFTs. So, I mean, that's a really good strategy. And Kevin brought that to my attention that it's a good idea, which it's almost common sense, but some people don't think of it like that. And
it
it's
it takes the stress out of it. It takes the stress out of it. But then, what happens is, like, oh, I should have bought three, like,
right, right.
because at the end of the day, like, we got to ask ourselves, man, like, what are we here for? Are we here to collect digital artwork? Are we here
Right.
to,
Make money.
yeah, we here to make money? Yeah, that's, but again, if I can make money in an ethical way or a way
Exactly.
that, promotes a good cause, that's
Right.
going to be the focus, because
A
that
lot of
is.
these, yeah, a lot of these NFTs actually they give back to
Mhm.
charities and stuff like that. So that's another thing you can really look into whenever you're picking an NFT to buy is, what are they actually doing behind just this piece of digital art? Where's my money going? And it might make you feel a little bit better if you if you do lose
Mhm.
out a little bit, you gave to a good cause. And
Exactly. And that's, because everybody, relates to some type of charitable cause. And now there's so many projects that, whether it be a charitable cause or just giving access, say if you're somebody that
right,
likes to go to music festivals, me and you, I think we're talking about that, where there's going to be NFTs where it gives you access to music festivals, where you can go,
right,
and this acts as your digital pass to go to any concert, around. So it's something for everybody. That's what people need to do when they find something that relates to them. Like, I say, like clothing brands, right? What the clothing brands are probably going to do is say, hey, you buy, say, this Guess brand NFT, you get 20% off of all guest products for life by
Right.
holding this NFT. Well, if you're somebody that buys guests a lot, you're like, damn
Yeah.
right, I'm gonna have this NFT.
Exactly. That's a smart thing for them to do too, you know? I mean,
Mhm.
it gets people's attention. It's like, okay, I'm actually getting a discount. I'm getting something from this, you know? I'm not just buying into this. I'm going to receive something back too, you know, in return. So
Yeah, the whole that's what people like get tripped up with it. Like, Kevin, like, you're buying digital images, like they don't understand, like, you know,
same.
the bigger picture. But again, like you said, in 2016, you seen Bitcoin, you seen the opportunity. But how many people, if you would have, if you had a time machine and you told
Oh,
people, you couldn't have convinced them even then.
no, no. It's a very hard concept for especially older people to grasp.
Mhm.
Like it's something that they can't touch. It's something, you know,
That's
it's a
exactly what my mom
very,
said. That's
yeah,
exactly what my mom said. I can't touch it.
right,
I don't want it. And I was like, oh,
right.
you know what I told her? I said, well, mom, I said, when you get paid by your job, you don't technically touch the money. Like, you know,
Yeah,
it's a direct deposit. It's just numbers
yeah.
on a screen, you
And
know.
that was 2012 when I first found out about
20,
Bitcoin. 2012, 2016, I actually created my first Coinbase account. But
Mhm.
2012, I first found out about Bitcoin and was like, look, you know, like get into this. Go research it. I was 17 at the time, so it wasn't like I really thought that I could go make an account and, you know, do all that. But I was adamant on my dad doing it.
Yeah, at
So,
17, my priority was not some Bitcoin or crypto
oh,
or
me
any.
either. I definitely, you know, I had a wild ride, but um, at the time I was just, you know, I was working at a little ice cream shop and that was the word. They were talking about Bitcoin and I was like, look, hey, maybe you should look into this, you know?
Yeah, I think like even like videos like this, like we'll look back and we'll probably laugh at ourselves because we'll be like, you know, because there's gonna be something in this video that was like, dude, this was right in front of our face, and like we put money in it, but like we knew what we knew, why we didn't put more, whether it be
Right,
Pavia or
right.
Chilling Chameleons, any of that, or even, you know, your ape coin, you know, like the ape coin, that might be the best investment you make. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There's just there's just so much of a diversity of coins that I'm in and even a few stocks and um I mean, who's to say that one day something that's worth $2 might be worth 20 grand in the next few months even. You never know. It's a crazy ride. I mean, you see it, it's up, it's down. It's like, okay, the crypto world is like crazier than my emotions. I could barely keep up.
Yeah, and you know, really what made me, I think, Bailey, like kind of like go all in on like, you know, my investing is that, like, look at the price of gas right now, right?
Right.
Look at the price of from when you bought your house. You know, like when you bought your house, how many people told you like, oh, you're overpaying, or
Oh gosh. So my house is 1,162 square feet. And the price I paid, my dad was like, are you sure about this? Like, this is high. And I'm like, I'm doing it. Like, I love it. I'm doing it. And now it's way higher than that. So I was like, okay, I made a good investment. So sometimes you can't listen to the people around you because they think you're crazy sometimes, but follow your instinct.
yeah, and that was the feeling I got. Every house I bought, like I've had, and I'm not gonna lie, I had thoughts like maybe I am overpaying, maybe this
Right.
is stupid, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely had people around me. But like, I guess what I'm seeing going on in the world is that like they're ruining our money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
you
for
know,
sure.
they're devaluing the dollar, where like, you know, smart people that have a bunch of cash is like, okay, well, it's not that the price of gas and the price of houses is going up, it's that the value of the dollar is going down. So they're like,
Definitely.
I'm not going to keep $1 million in a bank account. I'm gonna go buy houses, stocks, real estate, you know,
No.
crypto, you know, even precious metals. You know what I'm saying?
Right. There
So
was somebody recently who I was actually talking about crypto and they said, oh, you crazy. If I could, I would take all my money and go bury it. And I was like, the things I wanted to say, I didn't, but there was a lot of things I wanted to say at that point, because I mean, we can't deny that the value of a dollar is quickly depreciating.
Yeah, yeah. And when we look at, whether it be, like land in the metaverse, there's a limited supply, a fixed supply. So if you think the metaverse is going to, whether it be Sandbox, Pavia, not saying which one, I'm talking like in general, like
Right.
I think it is. And what I look at, Bailey, is I look at these kids. I look at the kids, the way, whether it be Fortnite, all these games they play, the amount of time that they put in these games.
For
And
sure.
what I think it is, it's not so much, because I play video games, but it's not so much that this is how they hang out now. This is how they
Right.
socialize. This is how they, and
I couldn't agree more. I
yeah,
agree with that for sure.
yeah, when you create a 3D interactive world where, all your friends, y'all can go on there and just kind of goof off, because it's not, you can't always hang out with your friends, like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? But
Right.
that's the closest thing to hanging out, you know what I mean?
No,
But
definitely. I mean,
well,
it's
anyway, y'all, I think that's all we got for you today. Bitcoin Bailey, thank you so much for coming on. Like this was pretty fun. Maybe we'll do this again. Who knows? Maybe next week or something.
definitely. I gotta say, I was nervous. This is my first Zoom call, like live, talking about this stuff. So excuse my stuttering and stuff, but I was a little nervous. But it was great, and I'm glad that I did come on the call with you, Kev.
All right, y'all. Well, I'm Classic Kev. This is Bitcoin Bailey. Y'all, let us know in the comments what you thought of this video. Let us know if you want us to do another video, if you want us to maybe stick to a certain topic, or just kind of, this is the stuff we talk about, like whenever we talk, like on the phone or whatever. So, or at the bar or whatever. But like,
Right.
there's so much topics. But if y'all do want to hear about anything specific, just let us know in the comments. Who knows? Next week we might do a show just on NFTs or something. Who knows?
For sure.
But
I'm
anyway,
cool
y'all,
with
I'm
it.
Classic Kev. This is Bitcoin Bailey. We're out. Peace.
All right. Bye, guys.